devotees. So we are on the ninth day of this reading marathon, and on the ninth day we have a very special personality with us. He is with Pran Govindas. So I don't know that you have missed any course of ISKCON Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya of Prabhuji because all of the devotees register for Prabhuji's course. He is very much famous in ISKCON Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya. So Prabhuji is a disciple of Bhavananda Maharaj, and he is a very senior Bhagavad Kadhakar. So I personally hear Prabhuji on ISKCON Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya's platform, and he is very exalted in Bhagavatam. Whenever you hear Bhagavatam from Pran Prabhuna, you will definitely try to hear more of his lecture by searching on the internet. I have literally done it. So today I will request Prabhuji to again fill our heart with nectar to inspire us to read Srimad Bhagavatam on daily basis and serve Srila Prabhupada and Bhagavatam as Prabhuji is serving. So Prabhuji, please bless us. Please bless ISKCON Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya students. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Am I audible, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji, you are completely audible.
Okay. First of all, I apologize. I thought it was tomorrow, Friday, but it's Thursday here, where I am. Maybe I misunderstood. Okay. And I'm summarizing chapter of Vitrasura. Am I right, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. First of all, I apologize for my misunderstanding. Let us offer our Mangalach. In Mangalacharan, we do three things. We do Jantram, Mantram, Tantram. Every mantra we chant, there is a form. So join very quickly because of the time. And mantram means who is backing the particular mantra to produce the result. And tantram means your service attitude. Together, three things together produce the result. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namah. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Sayam Rupa Kadamayyam Dadati Shapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Upam Sagra Jatam Sahagana Raghunathannitam Tam Sajivam Sadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschata Deshatarine Vancha Kalpataruvesha Kripa Sindhuvaivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitannamne Gaudatishe Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanto Radha Kanto Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vrindaye Tulasi Devaye Priyaye Keshavasya Krishna Bhakti Pade Devi Sattva-bhakti Namo Namah Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. First of all, what is the lesson behind the story of Vitrasura and Indra that we need to hear? Each of us, if we ask a question to ourselves right at this moment, why did you join in this Zoom session? What is the purpose you have? Then you can value Vitrasura's teachings and then you will take profit out of hearing. So it is very important that to ask that question to ourselves, is my life purpose driven? Then we can value what was Vitrasura's purpose driven, was Indra's purpose driven life. There are so many stories in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam that I find extremely relevant today. Like Dhruva Maharaj, who went out looking for God to seek vengeance against those who had wronged him, but had a change of heart and achieved liberation as soon as he saw Lord Vishnu, Narayan. Similarly, one such story is the story of Vitrasura and Indra. Vitrasura, though he is a Asura, but he was so big, so that name is given. Vitrasura means beyond imagination. The whole sky was covering his body. But then we find he was a great devotee, Vaishnava. On the other hand, Indra, the king of God, demigods, king of heaven, had to do something when Vitrasura caused drought. Indra did act, and after long battle, he killed Vitrasura. However, because of that, Indra had to suffer the sin of killing a Vaishnava. It's clear that Indra was a big dilemma here. He has to either not act against Vaishnava, Vitrasura, for fear of committing offense, Vaishnava aparad, and watching the world wither, decline from drought to commit the unthinkable and save the world. In your life, you will face also, I'm sure you faced yourself in the position of Vitrasura type of or Indra type of situation. Is the story an illustration that sometimes, no matter how we try, we just cannot avoid some of the things which are considered horrible, which was illustrated in Srimad-Bhāgavatam, that soul living in the material world risks committing sin at every step. Padam padam jad vipadam natesham. No matter how hard we try to avoid, what our lives are like walking on eggshells. So, because of the time sensitive, I would like you to think what purpose driven by Vitrasura and what purpose is driven by Indra. Then you can grasp the whole Vitrasura summary substance of Bhagavatam explanation. More you are specific about Vitrasura's purpose, it becomes more powerful. Shorter your statement, the better. In your own life, in wherever you are, people remember slogan, but slogan you cannot measure. But therefore, in addition of a slogan, you need a purpose. All elements of your purpose must be included in your purpose statement. So let's briefly discuss Indra and Vitrasura. First of all, when Indra, being the king of heaven, neglected to honor his spiritual master, Brihaspati, it sparked a series of events that led to the appearance of Vitrasura. Although externally appearing as a demon, Vitrasura was actually an exalted devotee of the Lord. Sometime in our temple, sometime in our family, we may neglect somebody like, I'm better devotee than him. I'm not saying it, but I feel, how do you measure it? Indra did not know that Vittasura is a great devotee. How would I know that somebody in my family or in ashram where I am, that some brahmachari is not more advanced than me? So Vittasura's story gives that measuring tools. Where Indra failed, hopefully we never fail. I hope. One of Daksha's daughter Aditi, Kashyapa Muni, from their union came Tasta, who later married to Rachana. I'm just giving a brief from the whole chapter of 6th canto. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Many chapter in half an hour is like a bullet point only I can speak, no, nothing more. Their son Vishwarup became the priest of the demigods. When Brihaspati had rejected them, Maharaj Parikshit was intrigued. So Sukdev Goswami narrated the entire history. How once Indra was comfortably seated in his assembly, surrounded by admirers, being eulogized with choice poetry. When Brihaspati, the spiritual master of the demigod, entered, Indra was proud, neglected to receive him appropriately. I did myself in my life one time, a devotee, because I live in America, Florida. One time a devotee, I did not like his some point on argument. So I saw him in the mall. I was my car was nearby, but I went all the way going around the mall just to escape him. So I can relate what Indra did to his Guru Maharaj. Some of you probably, I hope you never do that, but it can happen. Just be careful. Little mistake he did, he had to suffer so much. This path is wonderful path, guarantee to take us back home, back to Godhead. But there is a lot of caution. Brihaspati, seeing that Indra neglecting, swiftly departed, and Indra immediately regretted his mindless neglect. He thought, could be fatal. He frantically initiated a search for his spiritual master, but to no avail. His offensive behavior eventually caused him to lose his heavenly position, opulence, and suffer defeat at the hands of the demon, who forcefully overtook his throne. Indra and the other demigod took shelter of Brahma, who chastised them for their neglect and directed them to accept Vishwarup as their priest. Indeed, the demons had become powerful precisely because of the respect they offered to their guru, Shukracharya. Now, this Vishwarup taught the demigod various jagnas, trained them to invoke the Narayan Kavacha, in which the devotee requests Vishnu in various forms to protect him in different times, places, circumstances. And thus equipped, the demigod were able to conquer the and reclaim the throne. As Maharaj Parikshit requested, Sukdev Goswami explained the Narayan Kavacha by relating the conversation between Indra and Vishwarup. That's where this pastime takes place. That Brahma had hinted that Vishwarup was inclined to the demon because his mother's side comes from a demoniac family and father's side is demigod. When Vishwarup saw them miserably defeated by the demigod, he secretly offered oblation to the Jagna on their behalf. Come on, Prabhus and mothers. If your mother come from one dynasty, getting beaten by your father dynasty, what would he do? Ask you, did he do wrong? He had 3 heads. One head, he was chanting the mantra, towards the demigod's benefit. Another side for the ahuti, to the fire, and the other side for the demon side, because his mother comes from that dynasty. When Indra discovered this disloyalty, according to him, he angrily beheaded Vishwarup and later regretted the act of murdering a Brahmana. First, he disrespected his guru Brihaspati. Then they got a new guru for doing the Jagna Vishwarup. Him too. Although Indra could counteract the sinful reaction, he instead accepted them and shared them amongst the land, water, trees, and women. The details are in the Bhagavatam. You can take time and read. Angered by Vishwarup's death, his father Tasta performed a sacrifice in which he chanted a mantra to increase the strength of Indra's enemies. Those who are, I don't know how many of you come from a Karmakandi background. Most of the Hindus are background. Don't take it personally, but that's a fact. There are a lot of religion, majority religion in this world could be either Karmakandi or Gyanakandi. No bhakti beside Vaishnava culture. I don't see. And another session we can discuss that just to make them understand. So angered by Vishwarup's death, Tasta, his father, he performed that jagna in which he chanted a mantra to increase the strength of Indra's enemies. Mantra, however, was chanted incorrectly and instead caused Indra to increase in strength. Thus, the sacrifice produced a demon Asura named Vitrasura, of whom Indra was the formidable enemy. Since the demon covered all the planetary system, he was known as Brita. Britra means giant, you can say, who covers everything. So, though the demigod attempted to annihilate him, Vitrasura effortlessly swallowed up all their weapons, equipment for fighting. Frustrated, confused, seeing no other recourse, all the devatas, demigods, approached the Supreme Lord, knowing that only his guidance would deliver an ultimate solution. Prabhus and Mother, how many of you go to temple and pray for your own personal needs instead of expressing service attitude, serving to God, or serving to other devotee? You are praying for other devotees' service you want to express. But instead, my Lord, I have a little problem. Can you please help me? It's all right. There's nothing wrong, but it is not pure devotion. So Vitrasura's story gives every way we lead our life. So that time the Supreme Lord gave them a solution. Lord regretted. Why regretted? Because their prayers were not spiritually aimed. But he nevertheless assisted them in killing Vitrasura. And he told them to request Dadichi Muni for bones of his own body, which would be used to create special thunderbolt weapon to kill Vitrasura. And when the demigod approached Dadichi, he readily agreed. Understanding the inevitable death of the material body, higher cause that he could serve by making this sacrifice. How magnanimous and noble Dodichi was. This body, he said, is meant for the welfare work of others. Situating himself in a mystic trance, Dadichi shared his gross body then engage his soul at the lotus feet of the Supreme of Godhead. With the help of Vishwakarma, the demigod then prepared a thunderbolt for Dodichi's bones. Armed with thunderbolt weapon, they prepared themselves to fight and mounted the back of elephants. I hope we all can also sacrifice our body, our mind, for others' benefit by becoming ourselves good devotee and serving other devotee. Dodichi is a good example. A great fight ensued. The demigod fought with great vigor, causing the fearful demons to flee, until only Vitrasura, their commander-in-chief, was left on the battlefield. And the demon encouraged to follow dharma, fight as proper warrior, after which he valiantly attacked them all. Vitrasura came face to face with Indra and angrily rebuked him for killing Vishwarup, who was a Brahmana, a spiritual master, and his brother. Though in battle with Indra, Vitrasura encouraged him to employ the special thunderbolt and gain victory. Thus the demon said was all ordained by Supreme Lord. He knew that he would also be blessed to die in that way. Thus he released from material existence. Indra was still reluctant, and Vitrasura was praying to the Lord, further revealing his devotional disposition in beautiful prayers for surrender. It was becoming crystal clear that this was not ordinary demon. So Vitrasura attacked again. Impressed with the demon's devotion, detachment, and knowledge, Indra needed his advice. And he thus invoked the thunderbolt, and great fight ensued. Indra eventually severed the demon's head from his body with his vajra or thunderbolt, an act which took 1 complete year to accomplish. Everyone cheered while Vitrasura entered the transcendental world of Lord Shankarshan. Considering the karmic reaction he would incur for killing a Brahmana, Indra again became fearful. Although the sages reassured him, Indra observed the personification of sin chasing him. And he fled to Manasa Sarovar, where he lived invisibly, meditated for 1,000 years. During this time, he gained over the heavenly planet as the representative of Indra. And after being purified, Indra returned and performed great sacrifice, which released him from the sinful reaction he was due. And Sukadeva Goswami ended like this, but we learn so much from these beautiful pastimes. You know how you can test the pure devotion from Vitrasura's story? I give you a few tips. See if you are situated in that. Key questions which can help us undermine the level of our devotional purity. First, selfless. How selfless are we? Do we still have desire for personal gain? Yeah, Indra had. All his trouble was for that, in a gross or subtle way. How much do we forget ourselves while being absorbed in devotional service? If I ask any one of you, how much every day, each day, you think I'm a servant of Krishna, I'm going to serve the Lord. I'm a servant of Krishna. For how many minutes? 5 minutes, half an hour, 1 hour, 24 hours? Ask yourself. Or it is just a philosophy in the background. Well, I'm a servant of Krishna. Do I really have to think, meditate, like act on it? Yeah. Would you like to go back home? Why not you act and think about it? I'm a servant of Krishna. It's a simple thing. That requires selfless sacrifice. Do we make decision based on what will benefit Krishna, his devotee, or what will please me? Ask yourself. That was Indra and Vittasura. Vittasura knew that Krishna wants him to go back. So he voluntarily accepted. If you go down, I have a reference of details where when in Shiva Parvati, in future Chitraketu story, we find that how Vitrasura went to see Lord Shiva, and seeing improperly situated with his wife, he gave a mark. And in that pastime, it looks like Chitraketu did wrong. In one sense, no. In one sense, yes. But then when Parvati Devi cursed him, he did not see Parvati cursing him. He saw Krishna is sanctioning that curse. Can we really act like this? Can we think like this if somebody yelled to me? I ask myself, if you can, then you are Mahabhagavat, great devotee, pure devotee. Lord Shiva also told her that Chitraketu can counteract. That same Chitraketu who became Vittasura next life, Chitraketu could counter this curse. But knowing that it is Krishna's sanction, he gladly accepted. If you have the power, will you accept, or you will like fight back? Or if you have a power, you will just neutralize it. Ask yourself, Prabhus and mothers. This is a very good lesson in our life from Vitrasura story. How do you know Vaishnava never worry about going to hell or heaven? What is that one point that they are committed? Their heart is committed. Not how many things they do wrong or wrong thing they commit, but watches where our heart is committed. It's very important. So many things wrong in this life, in your life, in my life, we do. But if our heart is committed to Prabhupada and Krishna, you will become like Vitrasura, great devotee. Second point, so first is selfless. Second point is steady. How steady are we in our practice? When there are obstacles, difficulties, do we lose our drive and energy? How much of our desire to serve is based upon favorable result? How much of it based on happiness of having the opportunity to serve? You can ask those questions. Another point I found, serious. These are the testing. You can test yourself. How serious are we about our devotional service? How much attention do we pay to increasing the quality and quantity of devotional service? How attentive are we to the details and finer subtleties of devotional service? Another nice point also I find with Indra's relationship with Vitrasura, sensitive. Sensitive. How open are we to receive feedback? Are you? I'm asking myself, am I ready to receive feedback? Prabhu, you did wrong the way you spoke this. Am I ready to accept it and correct myself? Prabhupada asked Shamsundar Prabhu, So how was the lecture? Should I improve? Shamsundar Prabhu said, I have no idea about Krishna consciousness. You are the one who knows everything. You're giving class. Why are you asking me whether it's correct or not? Prabhupada says, when you try to present the truth to the audience in such a manner that they should respond positively. You are from America. I'm from India. I want to present the Krishna consciousness in such a way that they will respond positively. So I'm asking your help so that I can see what I can adjust and not mention or mention something more. So like this. Are we ready to? Is Indra ready to correct himself? No, he was not ready. Was Bitrasura ready to correct? Yes. Even though he was a demon, but he was correcting himself. Such a wonderful. It's funny, nobody glorifies Indra much, even though he's a demigod and devata, and he's a devotee, some sort of devotee. Bitrasura was a demon, but everybody glorifies. So are we sensitive? That question, how open are we receiving feedback and improving our devotional service? How much are we conscious of how Krishna and the Vaishnavas may be feeling about our devotional service? And the last point on this, simple. How simple are we? Do we remain in the mood of being a humble servant and instrument? You know, Bitrasura told to the demons, such a good lesson as a demon leader. He said, look, why did you come to fight? To conquer the heaven, right? To enjoy. If you win the war, you will enjoy the heaven. And if you did not win the war, you get killed, you take birth in heaven. Which way you losing? You're not losing anyway. If you win over the demigod, you enjoy. If you don't win, you will get birth in the heaven. Because in the war with the demigod, if you die, you reborn in the heaven. So you win-win situation. But if you run away, you get no chance of taking birth in the heaven or enjoying heaven now. So what was the purpose you came to fight for? Such a simple logic. We can ask that ourselves that question. So how simple are we? Do we remain in a mood of a humble servant and instrument? How much duplicity and hypocrisy manifests during our devotional service? How flexible are we to adapt the needs of the day? Ready? Willing to do whatever is required? It's difficult. Yes, it is difficult. I will not bore you all, but I would request some of the verses you can focus because time is so sensitive. I have a bad name because generally sometime I'm supposed to give class. Even this morning, I'm supposed to give, where I'm speaking right now is 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. And we're supposed to give class 2 hours, but it goes 4 hours. I really can never figure out, still not figure out how the time passes. So I don't want to make that mistake with you all. But there are few verses I would request you to read whenever you have time, thoroughly. Srila Prabhupada's commentary and Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Like 6th canto, 9th chapter, 6 to 10. If you can go, those verses are beautiful. The verse number 11 about glorifying Vishwarup was killed and what was the mistake? Prabhupada gave a very nice. Now, we are very fortunate. We don't suffer like Indra suffered. You know why? Because in Karma Kanda, just like a Kumbhakarna. He wanted to enter in heaven and enjoy like Indra. So he was in meditation, chanting Indrapada, Indrapada, Indrapada. So when Brahmaji appeared, Indra was so nervous, he took shelter of Saraswati. Saraswati says, okay, what do you want me to do? He said, twist his tongue. Instead of Indrapada, he will say Nidrapada. Pada is there, but Indrapada became Nidrapada. Brahmaji said, Tathastu. And he falls asleep. Then every 6 months he wake up to eat and go to sleep. But that's not what he wanted. Now this is the big danger in Karma Kanda. You don't pronounce properly, you get reaction, bad. But in Krishna consciousness, Murkha bodhati Vishnaya, Sadhava bodhati Vishnave, Ubhayastu Saman Punnam, Bhavagrahi Janatana. Krishna knows your heart. He's not looking how you pronounce. Prabhu's and Mother, that doesn't mean you pronounce whichever way you like. No. Try to pronounce properly Mahamantra and our Mangalachara. But even you do mistake, like this professor told to Prabhupada, I notice a lot of your followers are not pronouncing properly. Prabhupada said, yes, I do know. Prabhupada recognized. Like some of the Chinese devotees were here, and they say, Hare Lam, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Lam, Lam, Lam. They cannot say R, they say L, Lam. So then we look at it, how to understand. But Prabhupada made it clear. And then he told to the professor, but Krishna knows their intention. And that verse is quoted. Murkha vadati Vishnaya, the murkha, foolish may say, wrong way you may say. And those are Pandit scholars, Sanskrit scholars, they may say Vishnave. Oh, very important. Om Vishnave Namaha. Very good. But the Murkha may not say that. He may say, Om Vishnu, what was the Vishnaya Namaha, trying to serve the Lord by chanting. But he says, Ubhayastu Saman Punnam. Both will get the same result. Why? Bhavagrahi Janatana. Krishna sees the intention. So if we have a good intention to serve Bhagavatam, you will get result. Krishna will give you. That is very nice. So I find in that spot, we don't have to worry about that. In few chapter, I would request, like especially like 11th chapter, famous verse is 24. Many, but 24, please read. Aham hare tava padai kamula dasan dasa bhavitasmi bhuya manasmare tasupate gunan itavaka karma karoto kaya. You want to go Golok Vrindavan? You better have this no. Yes and no. Yes and no. Both. If you only have a yes, then you will not be able to focus through the mind. Mind need both negative and positive. Is it clear, everybody? You have to have a negative. I don't want this, I want this. Like Prabhupada says in one lecture, he says, Om is original sound. Radha Krishna are original also. There's no difference between Om and Radha Krishna. But then Prabhupada says, when I look at the Om, I don't see the attractiveness. But Krishna is so beautiful, I'm attracted. I'm addicted to attraction, so I like Radha Krishna. Okay, case dismissed. Om is correct, it's nothing wrong, but Prabhupada said, I like Radha Krishna because I'm addicted to attraction, beauty. You have to feed both. So this 6th canto, 11th chapter, 24 verse, is said, what do you want? Vitrasura beautifully explained. One lecture beside this purport, Prabhupada says that each of us should think, I'm a disciple of a eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. Or you can say, I'm a disciple of an eternal servant of the Supreme Lord. That is perfect. Do not ever think, well, my guru is from America or India, or I don't know. This is not a good thinking. Taba nijo jan kono mahajane pathaya dile tumi. My Lord, you are so kind. To deliver me, you have sent your man to me to take me back home. Thank you. This is the mood we should have. We should always see Krishna is behind Guru, who sent Guru to take me home. So this is, he says, Aham hare tava padeika mula dasanudasa bhavitasmi. Seeing that Indra did not throw the thunderbolt, Vitrasura then thought, oh, what will I say to this rascal who sees everything materially? I will make a request at the lotus feet of my Lord. Vitrasura literally folded hand in his spiritual body. He was praying. Seeing that the Lord appeared, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur said, through his meditation, then Vitrasura spoke this verse. Which one? 24. 6.11.24. You can memorize this. This is whole life. You can chew it, like a little child chew the candy. It's very tasty. Like this. You can chew that verse. What you want. Regret. Submit yourself. My Lord, I did not serve you. I left. I misuse my free will, my deplorable situation in the material world. Please, Vitrasura says, I want to come back. I want to serve you again. Please accept me. Please accept me. I was a servant of the servant. I want to take shelter of your lotus feet. Please say why there is such a delay. I'm tormented out of longing. Then Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur put in a dialogue. He said, the Lord says, very soon I will bring you to my side. Please ask a boon. May my mind remember you, Lord, Lord of my life. May my words sing your quality. May my body massage your feet. Prabhu's and Mother, can you meditate 5 minutes a day that you massaging Krishna's feet? Why not? This is Vitrasura's teaching. Aham tar hare tava padoika mula dasa anudasa bhavitasmi. May my body massage your feet. Can I fan you? Give you betel nut? Gatiya mala tirimala dibo dohar gale adhare tuliya dibo korpura tambule. You think Narottam Das Thakur write this song for him? For us. This is the prayer of the mind, voice and body. And then you say the positive, but then he said negative. Next verse, 25, if you look at it, 6.11.25 is a negative. You must do both every day. If you can do every day 5 minutes, practice. 5 minutes what you don't want, 5 minutes what you want. You will be surprised that mind is captured. You conquer the mind. What did Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 6.7? When you conquer the mind, Jitandriya Prashantaya Paramatma Samihita. You will be able to see Krishna. If you can control the mind, you got it. You will. Why not? So the next verse says negative. Nanako prestam nachaparamestam sarvabhauma narasadipattam na yoga siddhi rapono bhavanva samanjasata virahe kanse. I give you all result, including Sarga liberation. Please take everything. Shaking his head, he emphatically, Vitrasura refused. No, no, no. Nakopreshtam means heaven. In separation from you, my life air are burning. How will the heaven make me happy? Give a logic. He gave a good logic why he doesn't want heavenly enjoyment. Meeting you, I'll attain 3 blessings mentioned in the previous verse. What do you want? So he said, I don't want Brahma's position, Indra's position, or Sarvabhauma means this middle planetary system, or Ashadipattam means lower Billa Sarga. I don't want any of this. Can you tell this to your deity every day? Do it. You will advance like anything. So there are many verses, but those are like a fine point. I know I went a little over time. Sorry. Now what do we do? So I will, because you don't have any question or comment or anything, or I'll tell you something, what I apply through Bitrasura. Try to see Krishna's love, not just in relief from problem, but also in relief amidst problem. Do you know problem? Do you know challenges? Maybe never happened to any of you. When challenges come, can you see Krishna in that? You got automatically, look, when challenge comes, when Indra had a challenge, Upendra, Indra's younger brother, Bamandev, he came at the door, said, brother, what do you want? If I ask any one of you, if Krishna comes to you, what do you want? What would you say? Can I think about it? No, don't do that. Why don't you ask yourself, what would you say? You know what Indra says? Can I have the heaven back? It's a horrible thing. Krishna can give you Krishna Prem. Krishna can take you Golok Vrindavan. Krishna can solve your eternal problem. And Indra is listening now too. I'm speaking because he has a high perceptive vision. He can hear my discussion. I'm not putting him down. I'm glorifying him that he taught us a lesson. We should not do what he did. When we face problem too big for us to manage on our own, we frequently seek help. I do. I prayed Krishna many times when I was in trouble. However, material world by its very nature is characterized by change. And such change is the source of most of our problems. When we approach Krishna for getting relief from such problem, we base, Prabhu's and Mother, we base our relationship with him on an unrealistic foundation. Be honest, yes or no? Be honest. To build our relationship with Krishna on a more real foundation, we need this Vitrasura pastime. It explains how Krishna is all attractive supreme, who is the embodiment and fulfillment of everything we find attractive in this world. When we approach him to become lovingly absorbed in him by chanting Hare Krishna or Bhakti Yoga, the peace, power, pleasure we relish in that absorption makes us realize that other things are not at all that consequential. And the resulting calmness and clarity help us respond more effectively to whatever we face. I'm telling you from my own experience, I had a lot of trouble in life. I wish I would learn more, but I'm very happy when you develop some sort of relationship develops. It's not important how advanced you are. It's important how you deal with the challenges when challenges come. Middle of the night when this guy was showing a knife to Prabhupada. I can kill you. Prabhupada didn't have money, didn't have a place. This man gave him for 3 days in his apartment. Prabhupada had a japamala next to his bed, next to his pillow. So he took the japamala, he's chanting, middle of the night. The third time he went, he said, just put down the knife, chant Hare Krishna, you'll be okay. He was not nervous because he knows, he saw Krishna is behind everything. Did he ever complain about this? No, never complained. Was he afraid? We don't see it. His car got crashed. Rolls-Royce got crashed in Mauritius. Was a prime minister car given to Prabhupada to take him around, sugarcane field, and his car got crashed. Brahmananda Prabhu says before he was chanting. During the accident, he was chanting. After the accident, he's chanting like Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Oh, Krishna, Krishna. No, nothing. Same tone, same. So when the new Bhakta asked Prabhupada, when can I become like you? Everybody looked at him. How dare he ask such question? He wants to be like Prabhupada. Prabhupada noticed, he said, yes, this is a very good question. Why am I traveling all over the world? To teach you, train you. Each of us, each of you should become like me. Prabhu's and mother, take that opportunity. Prabhupada already gave us blessing. We should become pure devotee, pure lover of Krishna. And when you go through realization, it will serve as an undeniable evidence of the essential spiritual truth. That we are Krishna's eternal parts, that Krishna is Krishna's greatest blessing. When we can learn to see his love through the relief his remembrance provides us amidst problem, rather than in the relief from this problem by some external change. With this educated vision, Prabhus and mothers, we will understand that Krishna is always loves us, no matter what happens in our life. He is always waiting to give us shelter through his remembrance. And Bitra should have proved it. When Krishna's love become our life defining and driving reality, each of us move confidently through life's inevitable dualities towards his eternal joyful abode, Golok Vrindavan. Okay. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu.
Can we take one question?
Yes. If it is okay, I don't know. They told me half an hour, but I already speak 1 hour, I guess.
No, but
Yes,
it's okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the question is from one Mataji, Bhumika Mataji. She is asking how one can truly be engaged in bhakti because there are many distractions, and when I started bhakti, my family or relatives always says that it is not enough to do bhakti. And if you want to do bhakti, do it on small level. You must focus on your studies, do bhakti afterwards. Guide us how would we strongly be engaged in bhakti?
My suggestion will be first, take a senior mentor. Association is number one key. Today I was just driving back. Just before this, I was driving. I thought this class is tomorrow, Friday. I don't know how it's Thursday here. So anyway, my misunderstanding probably. So I had in the ashram where I am training, these are all Western boys. But we're just talking because tomorrow we are going for a Japo retreat for 2 days. So one boy, Kevin, he says, I said, can you imagine getting up every day 3 o'clock in the morning and be ready to train your mind, job and all this. So he's just a typical American boy. He says, it is only possible because of the association we have. Otherwise, it was not possible. I don't think I would do that. Because we have an association. When you have I'm not a senior devotee, but I'm trying to serve them. I'm just an ordinary being like all of you. So there's no, but I noticed that if you have devotee association guidance, each of you, believe me, I'm just requesting you, get a mentor. 3 qualification that mentor. সস্নিগ্ধ, সজাতীয়, সাধুসঙ্গ হতে পারে. One who cares for your spiritual growth. A person who cares for you to see that you growing spiritually. Give joy to that person. Take shelter of that mentor beside Guru. Second, that person also has a similar goal as you have the goal. That person will overlook your shortcomings. Now you'll say, is it like available everywhere? Yes, but you have to search for it. One time I was going through a little nightmare 10 years back. No, 12 years back. I could not resolve. I was a little disturbed. And so I have a mentor. I called Radhanath Maharaj. He was very kind. And he immediately called me back and he spoke to me for 2 hours and everything resolved. So try to get somebody to help you. I am helping, but when I need help, I get help from him or different, senior devotees. It is necessary. First. Second, please write it down. Mother Bhumi Devi. I think I heard that name. Could be. Bhumi Devi. That progression means new selection, new elimination. When you say I'm progressing in spiritual path, you will have a new challenge. But Prabhu, how long we have to go through this life? You know how many million life you went through? This life, that life, human life, this human life is very rare, and especially joining in ISKCON. You read Bhagavatam 4.29.69. Prabhupada writes in a purport. I'm not trying to scare you all, but I was scared when I read that. Prabhupada says sometime devotees, they join. And so I'm going to give you like a brief example of my own life, like how I saw it. When I came to America in late 80s, I wanted to have a family and, to be honestly, become a millionaire like this. And I struggled, I worked very hard and I got it. Krishna gave me everything. But then when I got it, I said, I'm just simply wasting time. I want to devote in spiritual life. It's very mystical, the way Krishna handles. So why I'm giving you this story, I tell you, when you advance in spiritual path, there's an alarm goes on in Maya Devi's emergency room. Somebody is getting out of my hand. Prabhupada was there, 73, Los Angeles. He's supposed to go early morning to San Francisco Ratha Jatra. Most of the devotee left. Early morning, there's a bomb burst. Whole building was shaking. Prabhupada was there, but very few devotees because everybody left for Ratha Jatra. Next day is Ratha Jatra. So Prabhupada called everybody. He said, we are advancing, the demon will attack us. Prahlad Maharaj had no enemy. When his enemy born, the moment he opened his mouth to glorify God. Before that, his father was not his enemy. His father became enemy the moment he started glorifying God, the truth. Then Prabhupada says, as soon as you are advancing, there is a challenge. Definitely, you will face challenge. Prabhupada said, I'm going to teach you a mantra. So he taught them. That was the Namaste Narasimhaya Praladalada Daine. That was the incident that morning. And then they immediately told all the temple in America, this mantra has to be chanted in every temple every day. Before that, Prabhupada introduced in New York was the Tobakara Kamalabari. It was backward. But anyway, Prabhupada introduced that Tobakara Kamalabari in New York when he has the heart attack. But when the bomb burst in Los Angeles temple, he introduced the Nishinga prayer. Then he says, very striking, he said, any devotee, collectively or individually, when you are advancing, challenges will come. But do not be ever afraid, because Krishna will always protect you. But Krishna wants to see what you do. If you really see you love Krishna, don't you think somebody should test you whether your love is genuine or not? Don't blame Maya, please. You express you love Krishna. She has a right to test. Do you believe Krishna actually full controller, supreme proprietor, supreme controller? Do you really believe? Do you believe 13.23 Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Upadrasta, Anumanta, I am overseer? Do you really know right now Krishna knows that I'm speaking? I'm asking myself towards you. Hey, Pran Govinda Das, do you know Krishna watches what you are saying? What your selfish motive, or you're trying to really glorify him? Yes, he does. You read that verse, many verses in Bhagavad Gita. 13.23, Upadrasta, Anumanta, Bharta, Bhukta, Maheshwara, Paramatmiti, Chapekti, Deshmin Purushapara. I am overseer. Bhumi Devi, whatever your life is going, Krishna knows you more than you know yourself. Krishna knows your 100 lives before you came as a Bhumi Devi. You only know few decades of your life, this life. Trust on Krishna. Depend on him. He knows more than about you than you can ever figure it out about yourself. Nobody knows more than Krishna about you. Trust, believe me, trust. It is all good at the end. So first take the mentor and understand that you are trying to advance, challenge must come. Because progression means new selection, new illumination. ISKCON was progressing. Oh, challenge was coming. Was not easy, Prabhu. So many challenges came. But Prabhupada was fixed. He never deviated. He said, more you are advancing, whether collectively or individually, definitely challenge will come. So, can you remain happy to your relatives, neighbor, at the same time progress? Rukmini Devi wanted to marry, not wanted, she already decided to marry Krishna. There is no question. Where is the enemy? In her own house, own brother. She cannot even talk to anybody in the palace because her brother, Dauji, like elder brother in Hindu culture, Indian culture, elder brother rules. But she maintained her loyalty to Krishna. So if Rukmini Devi can face, who am I? But Krishna is looking from within that we are dependent on. Ultimately, success, guarantee. Machitta Sarvadurgani, 18.58. Meditate on it. Machitta Sarvadurgani, Mat Prasada Tarishashi. Mat Prasada Tarishashi. Atochet Ahankara Nasushashi Vinaksashi. Beautiful. Krishna promised that. 1858, he said, Machitta Sarvadurgani. Sarvadurgani. Durgani means trouble. All this trouble you will cross by my mercy. No fear. That's a very nice question, Prabhu, she asked. Many devotees' faces. I hope that gives some solace to her.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhuji, for addressing this question. And we are very, very thankful and grateful, Prabhuji, to have you today for our session. It is very nice to having this Bhagavad Gita from you, Prabhuji. I personally listened and heard many of your lectures from ISKCON Bhagavad Mahavidyalaya, and it is so many inspirational, Prabhuji, for the devotees like us who is degrading day by day. But by hearing your lecture, we feel a little hope that we can progress in bhakti. So, Prabhuji, thank you for motivate us to read Srimad Bhagavatam, to serve Srimad Bhagavatam, and with this wonderful story of Sura. So we are very, very grateful. And please bless us, Roji. Please bless all the devotees and students of ISKCON Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya so that they can start reading Srimad Bhagavatam and also preach Srimad Bhagavatam. And Roji, please bless.
Yes. Definitely, I shall pray for all of you. You all also, please bless me and pray for me so I can advance and go along with all of you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Please
We
bless
can end
Pran.
here.
Yes, Roji.
Jai Srila
So,
Prabhupada ki jai. All Bhakt Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
so devotees, the assignment has been sent to your WhatsApp communities.